What's up, guys? It's a Spent Man coming to you from the beautiful North Country. Today we're going to be harvesting our pumpkins and Landrace squashes because we have a frost coming up on Thursday, and so we out here getting in all these squashes. Even though they're not all the way ripened, we're going to bring them in and harvest them because they're going to get frost killed if we don't. Check it out right here. Show you a little bit of these Landrace squashes we grow. Check it out right here. And it's called a Landrace because we save the seed and participate in the breeding process so we can get a large amount of diversity from these squashes just by planting the seed that we save. So some of these squashes grow like a Seminole pumpkin, and some of these squashes grow into our own unique type of butternut, and they mature to be really dark orange on the outside. We call them Orange Man, and we can get a lot of diversity of shape just from our own Landrace variety. So we can get this kind of acorn type shape, or we can get these little orange type of butternuts. You see how they're turning orange, and these ones don't get beige, they get dark orange, and they're actually just as good and just as sweet as a sweet potato. These orange ones are, so they're our upper ground sweet potatoes, so we don't even have to grow them. We got some pumpkins in the mix as well, so anything that's kind of turning beige on the bottom a little bit, we're gonna harvest and get out of this frost that we got coming. And there's one. This one was a little messed up, so I cut it open to show y'all how meaty these things are. And our own Landrace squashes are the best survival food we can get. It's better than anything we can buy, and the seeds that we save will put these squashes up, and the ones that last the longest and stay edible the longest we select for seed. So the seed for all these guys came from a couple squashes that we had saved for 2 years. That's right, they store for up to 2 years, or can store for up to 2 years. Not all of them are going to do that, but that's what we select for. And it's pretty, this one. You can see it's going to turn dark orange, similar to a pumpkin. And another thing I wanted to talk about today is perception, and how it's important that we control our perception and keep our feet firmly rooted in reality, because a lot of people out here, people that we know that are awake to certain things, are still following mainstream narratives. And one major thing, for example, is the weather this year, because people think that we're in this ridiculous drought and that we're seeing record high temps and all this stuff like this. But those of us that are connected with the land, even in this squash patch out here, we can see just from looking at the plants that we have frost damage on these plants. I mean, these ones are dying back a little bit, but these pumpkins that we grew out here in the squash patch, they were direct seeded, and we put them directly in the dirt after we cultivated over here, and we actually got a light frost at the end of June. And so we also have already gotten a light frost within the first few weeks of September. So if we do the math, and we can see how we're harvesting these pumpkins and squashes before they're completely ripe, and we're going to ripen them in our storage container, but they haven't even had enough time to grow from seed to ripening outside. There hasn't even been a 4-month window for them to grow and be completely ripe outdoors. So we've barely had 3 months of warm weather in between these frosts. Yet, if you listen to the media, if you listen to the news, we've had a record hot summer, and there's all these droughts going on and all this, and it's simply not the case. So it's an important message, an important lesson. If you're going to be watching the mainstream media and propaganda, even if it's trying to even if you're just trying to figure out what the weather is, just know what it is, guys. It's propaganda, all of it. And when we stay rooted in nature and we accept natural law, you know, we can see through lies, because there's no lie in nature. The only reason why we should be watching the news and things like this is for entertainment, or to see what the elitists are up to. Anyway, we have another type of squash out here called Boston Marrow, and I'm going to harvest one and show you one right here because it's calling out to me. Check out this guy. And we didn't get a ton of these this year, so I'm thankful to get and harvest this one. And this Boston Marrow originally came from a seed company in Salem, Massachusetts. So everyone this time of year in the 1800s or late 1800s, in that golden period of time where all this great transcendentalist literature, when Ralph Waldo Emerson was writing his beautiful poetic works and everything, people would have had their basements and root cellars filled up with the Boston Marrow squash. If you knew what was up, you had a Boston Marrow squash. We know what's up in the year 2022. So we have Boston Marrow and our own Landrace squashes going in to ripen in our container the rest of the way. So we should be able to get hundreds of these squashes just from a few plants. And I talked in some of my previous videos about why the best varieties are from the seed that you save, because you're nativizing and colonizing these plants to be native to you and your homestead or in your farm or your garden or wherever you're at. So the best kind of variety is the one that you're saving yourself and turning into a landrace variety of your own that's of your land. And these types of squashes, the orange mans and the Seminoles as we call them, they'll pop up out of our compost bin, and we even have some in our compost that are completely different. So they truly are nativized to our area because they'll just grow here, and long after we're gone from this beautiful North Country land, they're not going to be able to get rid of us or our stamp or our memory or our presence. They won't be able to remove it from this land, because our seeds, our native varieties, our Coyote Sunset tomatoes, our Orange Man squashes are going to be popping up out of the ground naturally. And that's the type of legacy we want to leave on the land and in the world. So that is what's up, people. And we're gonna see, check out the pigs over here. We got Hamlet and Petunia. We're gonna see if they like our landrace squashes, if they really are as sweet as we say they are. just as sweet as a sweet potato. They know what to do with them. They know what's up. They're getting to work on them. It'll take them a little while to break them down, but they're getting after it. But yeah, guys, that's what we're up to today. Harvesting our squashes. A little green because the summer was so cool, and last year was actually a really cool summer too. And so, you know, we did get hot and dry weather in the 3 or 4 weeks that we did have summer, and that's all good and that's all right. But we're getting it in, getting all our squashes in, and we're gonna have hundreds of squashes and hundreds of pounds of these Landrace squashes, and we're rushing them in before we get this frost and this cool weather moving in. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and if you want more of my political and spiritual red pill writings, check me out on Substack. And I'm really proud of the writing that I've been doing lately. I just did a piece on eudaimonia, or the highest good, and how it's connected to the pursuit of happiness. It's connected to the foundings of the decentralized republic known as the United States. And so check that out on Substack and subscribe. Give me some motivation to keep writing, and the hits will keep on coming. So from the beautiful North Country, this has been the Spent Man. I'm gonna pack up these squashes, but we'll leave you with one last view of the beautiful North Country. Check her out. Foliage rolling in, and all the corn, beans, and squash we're bringing in, the native varieties. They look just like the landscape. They have the same colors as the landscape. That's how you know it's nativized. So yeah, buddy, have a good one. Bye-bye.